shattering the illusion. Why alpha and beta are child's play compared to the sigma male's silent reign. Forget everything you think you know about alphas and betas. Are you ready for a truth so raw it will shatter your comfortable illusions? Those categories, they're kindergarten. Child's play in a world demanding ruthless self-mastery. We're plunging headfirst into the Mariana Trench of male archetypes, far beyond the shallow waters where alphas posture and betas cower. We're talking about the sigma male, the enigma, the lone wolf howling at a moon others can't even see. The alpha, with his chest thumping dominance displays and desperate need for pack approval. A clown in the sigma's eyes. He's trapped in a cage of his own making, constantly battling for a position that's ultimately meaningless. He's predictable, a roaring engine easily manipulated by those who understand the real game. His strength is a brittle facade, easily cracked by the sigma's quiet, calculated pressure. Think of a silverback gorilla, all sound and fury, easily outsmarted by a lone leopard lurking in the shadows. That, my friend, is a pale comparison of alpha and sigma. And the beta, the nice guy who finishes last, drowning in a sea of unfulfilled desires and resentment. He's even further from the truth. He's a shadow, a reflection of what he thinks society wants, utterly devoid of his own authentic power. He's a sheep bleeding for scraps of validation, completely oblivious to the silent predator circling the flock. He mistakes kindness with weakness, confusing his inability to take what is his by any means with moral superiority. Pathetic, the sigma male, he scoffs at these classifications. He operates outside the hierarchy, a rogue element that disrupts the established order. He doesn't need to dominate, he chooses to. He doesn't seek approval, he commands respect, often without uttering a single word. He's the ghost in the machine, the silent force that bends the world to his will, not through brute force, but through strategic brilliance and an unwavering commitment to his own, often unconventional, path. Imagine a chess grandmaster playing a game against the entire world, while everyone else is still learning how the pawns move. That's the sigma. He sees the patterns, anticipates the moves, and controls the board with an almost terrifying level of precision. He's not bound by the rules, he creates them. He's not afraid to stand alone, he thrives in it. His solitude is not a weakness, it's his forge, where he hammers out his iron will and sharpens his strategic mind. He isn't a part of the social pecking order, he observes and manipulates it from the shadows. Prepare to have your worldview demolished. This isn't about fitting in, it's about transcending. It's about uncovering a level of power you never knew existed, a power that resides not in social dominance, but in absolute, unshakable self-mastery. The sigma's reign is silent, but it is absolute. Are you ready to even glimpse the abyss, unveiling the sigma, the shadow warrior in a world of sheep? Forget everything you think you know about alphas and betas. Those are simplistic labels for a world that demands far more nuance. We're diving into the realm of the sigma male, a creature of profound power precisely because he rejects the very game everyone else is so desperately trying to play. He's the shadow warrior, the silent predator, the man who thrives not in the spotlight, but in the dim, ambiguous spaces where true control is forged. The core of the Sigma male is radical independence. He's not rebelling for the sake of rebellion, he's simply unbound. Societal expectations, meaningless. The need for approval, utterly foreign. He operates by his own internal compass, a compass calibrated not to morality or popularity, but to efficacy. What works? What achieves his goals, irrespective of the bleating of the sheep around him? This is the only question that matters. Think of it as an almost pathological self-reliance, a refusal to be beholden to anyone or anything. This isn't mere stubbornness. It's a deeply ingrained belief in his own capabilities, a conviction so profound it borders on arrogance, but is backed by an undeniable track record of success. This independence fuels his utter rejection of social validation. The Sigma doesn't need your likes, your followers, your pats on the back. He doesn't crave the corner office or the title of most valuable player. He's not interested in climbing the ladder. He's building his own dam structure, entirely off the grid. This can make him appear aloof, even antisocial, but it's a misinterpretation. He's not necessarily against social interaction. He's simply indifferent to it, unless it serves a specific, strategic purpose. He values authentic connection, but only with those who have proven their worth, those who operate on a similar wavelength of ruthless self-honesty. And that brings us to his strategic mind, a mind that operates like a hidden blade. The Sigma is a master observer. He watches, he analyzes, he identifies patterns and weaknesses, all while remaining seemingly detached. He's not necessarily plotting grand schemes, but he's always calculating. He understands human nature, the predictable motivations, the subtle manipulations that govern the social landscape. He sees the game, and he chooses to play it on his own terms, often to devastating effect. He might appear to be doing nothing, but beneath the surface, a complex network of calculations is constantly unfolding, preparing him for any eventuality. His uncanny ability to thrive in chaos stems from this combination of independence, detachment, and strategic thinking. While others panic, he remains calm. While others follow the herd, he charts his own course. Disruption is not a threat, it's an opportunity. He sees the openings, the vulnerabilities that emerge when the established order crumbles. He's adaptable, resilient, and utterly unfazed by uncertainty. In fact, he often creates chaos, strategically disrupting the status quo to gain an advantage, to expose the weakness of his opponents, to reshape the world according to his vision. Consider historical figures who defied easy categorization. Nikola Tesla, a genius who rejected the conventional path of commercial success, focusing instead on groundbreaking inventions that reshaped the world, yet died relatively unknown. Or consider modern-day iconoclasts like Elon Musk, who consistently challenges established industries and societal norms, driven by a singular, almost obsessive vision. These men, and countless others, embody aspects of the Sigma archetype, a refusal to conform, a relentless pursuit of personal goals, and an almost chilling ability to operate outside the boundaries of conventional behavior. These are not always good men, they are powerful men, but we must confront the dark side. This radical independence can easily slide into manipulation. The Sigma's understanding of human nature can be used to exploit others, to achieve his goals without regard for ethical considerations. This is game elevated to a terrifying level, not about attracting women, but about controlling people. His detachment can lead to isolation, a profound loneliness that even he may not be able to fully escape. And his relentless self-interest can morph into ruthlessness, a willingness to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve his objectives. The Sigma walks a tightrope, constantly balancing immense power with the potential for self-destruction and the destruction of those around him. He is a force of nature, awe-inspiring and terrifying in equal measure. He is the embodiment of toxic masculinity, refined to its most potent and perhaps most dangerous form. He is not a role model, he is a warning and a possibility. Mastering the Sigma game. How to harness untamed power without becoming a monster. Forget becoming something you're not. This isn't about a magical transformation into a Sigma male. It's about excavating the dormant Sigma within you, the primal force that society has tried to bury. It is about channeling that raw power, that rebellious spirit, and wielding it with surgical precision, without devolving into a caricature of toxic masculinity. Think of it as refining the raw, untamed energy of a wildfire into a laser beam of focused intent. Get ready for a descent into the depths of your own potential, a journey that demands unwavering self-honesty and a ruthless commitment to shedding the shackles of societal expectation. 1. Cultivating unshakable self-reliance, the foundation of untamed power. Do you crave external validation? Do you desperately seek approval from others like a beggar searching for scraps? Then you are a slave. The Sigma's power stems from an unshakable foundation of self-reliance. It's not about arrogance. It's about knowing your worth, irrespective of the opinions of the chattering masses. How do you cultivate this? Start by identifying your neediness triggers. What situations make you feel insecure, desperate for approval? Is it social gatherings, interactions with authority figures, confrontation with attractive women? Once identified, ruthlessly attack these weaknesses. Force yourself into uncomfortable situations. Deliberately withhold your need for validation. Practice saying no, even when it's agonizing. Imagine yourself as a solitary oak tree on a windswept plain, its roots sunk deep into the earth, unyielding to the fiercest storm. That is the self-reliance you must cultivate. Develop skills, become competent, be the man others rely on, not the other way around. The moment you stop needing anyone's approval is the moment you truly become free. 2. Developing an iron will, withstanding the pressure, crushing the weakness. Life is a relentless onslaught of challenges, a constant barrage designed to break you, to mold you into conformity. The Sigma male possesses an iron will, an unbending resolve that allows him to withstand any pressure, to emerge from the crucible stronger and more resilient. How do you forge this iron will? Through deliberate, uncomfortable discipline. Start small: cold showers, intermittent fasting, rigorous exercise, pushing your physical and mental limits to the point of agony. Why? Because in that agony, you discover your true strength. You learn to control your impulses, to master your discomfort, to silence the whining voice of weakness within. Think of it as forging a blade. In the hottest fire, the more intense the heat, the stronger the steel. Every time you resist temptation, every time you push through pain, you are adding another layer of impenetrable armor to your will. This isn't about masochism. It's about mastery. It's about becoming the unbreakable force. 3. Strategic observation and calculated action. The silent predator. The Sigma male is not a brute force aggressor. He is a strategist, a silent predator who observes, analyzes, and acts with calculated precision. He understands the dynamics of social interaction, the unspoken rules of power, the subtle cues that betray weakness and opportunity. How do you develop this skill? Become a student of human nature. Read books on psychology, body language, and social dynamics. Observe people intently. Analyze their interactions, their motivations, their insecurities. Learn to read between the lines, to decipher the hidden meanings behind their words and actions. Practice active listening, truly hearing what people are saying, and more importantly, what they are not saying. And then, when the moment is right, act decisively. Not impulsively, not reactively, but with a calculated strategy designed to achieve your desired outcome. Think of a chess master, patiently maneuvering his pieces, anticipating his opponent's moves, setting traps, and ultimately delivering a checkmate. The Sigma doesn't waste energy on pointless conflicts. He chooses his battles carefully and fights to win. 4. Solitude as a weapon, the power of the void. Society fears solitude. It equates it with loneliness, with weakness, with failure. The Sigma male, however, embraces solitude as his greatest weapon. In the silence, he finds clarity. In the stillness, he recharges his power. In the absence of external distractions, he connects with his inner self, his primal instincts, his untamed potential. How do you leverage solitude? Create deliberate periods of isolation. Turn off your phone. Disconnect from social media. Spend time in nature. Meditate. Journal. Engage in activities that require deep focus and concentration. Learn to be comfortable in your own skin, to enjoy your own company, to find strength in the silence. Think of it as a warrior retreating to his mountain fortress, sharpening his skills, honing his strategy, preparing for the next battle. Solitude is not emptiness. It is the fertile ground from which true power emerges. It is where the Sigma male forges his destiny. 5. No more Mr. Nice Guy, Sigma style. Unapologetic authenticity, not aggression. Forget the passive-aggressive, resentful nice guy who secretly seethes with bitterness. The Sigma male embodies a different kind of no more Mr. Nice Guy philosophy. It's not about becoming a jerk. It's about shedding the suffocating constraints of societal expectations and embracing unapologetic authenticity. It's about refusing to compromise your values, to dim your light, to apologize for your existence. It's about setting clear boundaries, asserting your needs, and refusing to be manipulated or controlled. How do you achieve this? Practice radical honesty. Speak your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Say no without guilt or explanation. Stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. This doesn't mean being needlessly confrontational. It means refusing to be a doormat. It means prioritizing your own well-being, your own goals, your own values, above the approval of others. Think of a lion calmly surveying his domain, radiating an aura of quiet power, demanding respect without uttering a single roar. That is the essence of Sigma authenticity. 6. Game Sigma style. Understanding the unspoken rules, playing to win without showing your cards. Forget the sleazy pickup artist tactics, the manipulative games, the desperate attempts to impress. The Sigma male understands game on a deeper level. He recognizes that social interaction is a complex dance, governed by unspoken rules, subtle power dynamics, and hidden agendas. He doesn't try to manipulate, he simply understands. He observes, analyzes, and adapts. He uses his knowledge of human nature to navigate social situations with grace and effectiveness, always maintaining his composure, always protecting his inner self. How do you master this? Study the art of influence, not manipulation. Learn about persuasion, negotiation, and body language. Practice reading people, understanding their motivations, anticipating their reactions. But most importantly, never reveal your hand. Maintain an air of mystery, of unpredictability. Let others underestimate you. Let them think they have you figured out. And then, when the time is right, strike with precision and power. The Sigma male is a master of the subtle art of influence, a silent conductor orchestrating the social symphony to his advantage. He does not show the knife until it's time for it to be used. He is the master of his own destiny, and others can only be pawns if they do not realize the game is being played. This journey is not for the weak-spirited. It is a crucible, a trial by fire, a descent into the heart of your own untamed potential. Are you ready to face the shadows, to embrace the challenges, to forge your own destiny? The Sigma path awaits, but only for those with the courage to walk it. Only for those daring enough to be ruthlessly and relentlessly themselves. The Sigma ascendancy, a warning and a promise. Listen and listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you isn't for the weak, the indecisive, or the men who crave the constant pat on the back from society. The Sigma path, it's a precipice, a razor's edge between breathtaking power and utter isolation. Are you sure you're ready to even glimpse this path? This isn't some feel-good, self-help garbage about finding your inner peace and singing Kumbaya. This is about forging yourself in the fires of absolute self-honesty. It demands you rip away the comforting lies you tell yourself, the excuses you cling to like a drowning man to a raft. It means staring into the abyss of your own weaknesses, your fears, your insecurities, and not blinking. Do you fear rejection? Good. Use that fear. Do you fear failure? Excellent. Let it fuel your relentless drive. Do you fear being alone? Perfect. Because the Sigma embraces solitude he weaponizes it. Think of the lone wolf hunting in the dead of winter. He doesn't whine about the cold. He doesn't beg for scraps. He hunts. He survives. He thrives. That's the Sigma mentality. It's a commitment to forging your own destiny, even if it means standing completely alone against the howling winds of societal pressure, against the bleating of the sheep who desperately want you to conform. Are you willing to be that wolf, to reject the herd, to silence the nagging voice of doubt, to become a force of nature? Forget popularity contests. Forget seeking validation from women, from your boss, from your so-called friends. This isn't about being liked. It's about wielding power, the raw, untamed, almost terrifying power to shape your own reality, to bend the world to your will, to leave an indelible mark on the very fabric of existence. Imagine the sheer force it will require to walk away from a comfortable, yet ultimately soul-crushing, corporate job to pursue your own, potentially risky venture. Imagine the iron discipline needed to resist the siren song of instant gratification, and instead dedicate yourself to years of grueling work to achieve mastery in your chosen field. Imagine the unwavering self-belief required to stand by your convictions, even when everyone around you is screaming that you're wrong, that you're crazy, that you're going to fail. That is Sigma power. Are you ready to embrace the shadow within? That part of you that yearns for dominance, that craves control, that whispers of ruthless ambition. Because that's where your ultimate potential lies, buried beneath layers of societal conditioning and self-doubt. The Sigma male isn't a destination you arrive at. It's not a badge you wear. It's a journey, a relentless, brutal, and ultimately exhilarating journey into the very heart of untamed masculinity. A journey that will strip you bare, test you to your absolute limits, and if you survive, forge you into something more, something unstoppable, something Sigma. Prepare to be changed forever, because once you've tasted this power, there's no going back. The world will look different. You will be different. And the sheep, they'll either fear you or follow you.